Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with IRS. Welcome to my YouTube station. It's the home of the 5-minute or less video. When I worked at IRS for a decade. I've been in private practice for 4 decades. I have been doing this for 50 years. I am a national expert in IRS matters, especially the offer and compromise. I have a whole team of former IRS agents on staff. Nobody in the country has seen and worked more offers than our firm. Peter Salinger of my office has probably looked at or reviewed over 3,000 offers and compromise. He was the offer and compromise group leader up in New York and one of the offices up there. So we are well versed in the offers and compromise. I have a whole team of former IRS agents and attorneys on staff. You can look at my website at 777irs.com. Today, I want to talk to you about offer and compromise mills. They actually make me sick. You may have been a victim of one. I get so many calls on this phone right here about people who have been ripped off, and I want to tell you about them just so you can beware and understand what in fact is going on. There's about 3 or 4 companies that dominate the tax resolution business. That's because they advertise on Google. They probably spend $250,000 a month in advertising that they can go ahead and settle your tax debt. You see them on the radio, or you hear them on the radio. I don't see them. You see their ads on Facebook, Instagram. Everyone's always telling you they can settle your debt for pennies on a dollar. Call them. IRS forgives millions and billions of dollars a year. Well, all these ads are kind of correct. They're kind of correct, and they're kind of really not correct. They're really right in the gray area, but they make you think one thing, but really what they're saying, in fact, is not really true. In fact, if you really pin them or drilled them down. Let me tell you, so an offer and compromise mill, when you call them, you are speaking first of all to a salesperson. The only person who can work your case with IRS is either an attorney, a CPA, or enrolled agent, because those are the only people licensed to talk to IRS. When you pick up the phone, ask the person, are you an attorney, a CPA, or enrolled agent? If they say no, then why are you speaking to them? That's the question you have to ask when you pick up the phone. Why are you speaking to that person? These offer and compromise mills have salesmen, good salesmen, slick salesmen, used car salesmen that are very good, that can sell you anything. They read from scripts, they practice their scripts, and what they're going to do is they're going to charge you a fee for taking your case. And to be honest, many of the things that they tell you may not be true whatsoever, because the person who's working your offer hasn't seen your financial statement, and therefore how can they go ahead and tell you they can settle your debt without looking at the form that's going into the IRS? The form that's going into the IRS for an offer and compromise for an individual is the 433A OIC. If you have not completed that form and sent that form into them, they can't tell you whether you got a chance for an offer and compromise, because you're not speaking to the person working your case. Just so you know, by the way, generally, as a general statement, the people working at these firms are like enrolled agents, and they may go ahead and sub this work out to other people. This is generally a training ground for people to start to work the tax resolution business. They may have some seasoned people, but I doubt very seriously, in my own opinion, that you're going to find a true offer and compromise specialist at those firms. So when you go ahead and you call that firm, you should ask them, well, why aren't you looking at the forms going in the IRS? Because they're trying to get into your back pocket. They're trying to collect the most money they can. And at the end of the day, when the offer doesn't get accepted, you go south. Optima Tax Relief, for instance, has 262 complaints this year. That is just one firm. So be very, very, very careful. I know we know our business well, because if we get an offer, we only take cases where we know your offer can be accepted because we've worked so many. There is an offer and compromise formula. Before you go ahead and give your work to somebody and pay them money, you should at least talk to them, Zoom with them, go over your financial statement, and understand, for God's sake, how and why your offer is going to get accepted. Plus, if you wait a little and you're speaking to a true professional, they're probably going to be able to get you a lower offer and compromise because they understand the program. Anyway, you now have heard the truth about these offer and compromise mills. Be careful. If I were you, I would not hire them. They certainly don't have the expertise or the experience to go ahead and get you the lowest settlement. There's no way they do. You've heard the truth. Please give me a subscription. I'd appreciate it very much, because YouTube says we need subscriptions. So if you would, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.